Spirit's guiding you. Shine your light. Just hold on, love will pull you through. So just shine your light. Shine your light. Shine your light. Everything's gonna be alright. So just shine your light.
Say hello to somebody around you.
When your world seems dark, shine your light. Love ignites a spark. Shine your light. Everything's gonna be alright. So just shine your light.
Everybody just
Shine your light.
come on and now
Shine your light.
So let's open the doors of our mind. Let's take a deep breath in. Give me a big sigh out. Remember how when you were a little kid and you used to, maybe as an adult actually, when you had a hard day and you just kind of want to crawl into a nice warm bath and you finally get in, you go, Think of this as kind of like a spiritual soaking, if you will, a spiritual bath. Take a deep breath in. Doesn't matter what's happening, doesn't matter what's happened already, doesn't matter what's in the future, the present. What's only important right now is this particular moment in time. And so let those other things spin away for right now. And let's swing open our hearts and our minds. Become open and receptive to whatever you want to experience today. Let's just know that it's the next hour that we spend together. You're going to get it. And then some. Spiritually fed and more. Someone asked me why we do Om Shanti at the end of this particular chant that we're doing, and what does it mean? And what it means to me is this is an opportunity for us to do something that's kind of rhythmic and cyclical, and sort of like takes you out of your mental process. And when we do Om Shanti at the end, it's just centering and aligning ourselves with the vibration of the universe, the vibration of this great Mother Earth that we have. So just think of yourself as becoming one with the very thing that created you and the very planet that's spinning, and understand that you were brought here for a purpose. And you came here today for a purpose. And let's know that whatever that is, you'll find. Take a deep breath in. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your love will light my way. Show me the way. Sing after me, please. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your joy will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your peace will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. my way, and your truth will light my way. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti
The stars in the universe shine bright because the creator of all there is illuminates and radiates its love through all things and all beings. I encourage each and every one of you to accept these words as your own. United with the Creator, I am a star, a shining superstar, because the Creator and the Spirit courses through me, expresses through me, and as me. It is my nature to shine. Playing small or diminishing my true self is not my nature. Cowering and dimming my light to please others harms me and it harms them. So today I declare I shine. I shine brighter and brighter and brighter than ever before. This shine that comes from with me is the highest form of expression of spirit. And so I allow it to shine in all its glory in all the things I do, in every moment of my life. My presence is felt because the presence is within me. The presence of love, joy, happiness, peace, and love. I pay homage to Spirit here and now by allowing the Spirit to be me, to transform me, and to illumine me. And so I make this promise. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I'm so filled with joy and gratitude right now because I know I shine. I know it's me that is shining, and it's the Spirit shining through me. And so I'm so grateful, so grateful for this and so much more. These words I know are words of truth. So I allow them to be released into the law. And I ask you to affirm them with me by saying, and so it is. Amen.
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my serenity. As within, all around, all I need is here and now. all the power, all the glory. I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me now and evermore. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. Let's send out our joy. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. Let's send out our peace. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. Let's send out love, sing it out. I send my love over the mountain. What a heavenly chorus. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me, and it returns to me, and it returns to me. Last time. And it returns to me. That actually feeds perfectly into my talk today. Today is a day, last week, I guess, a lot of things came up with people about service to our community, service to yourselves, service to your families, your coworkers. There was a big thing about how to serve humanity, and it really resonated back with me again this week, and a lot of comments that I received from you I really appreciate, and that just really kind of brings me full circle into what I want to talk about today. So today, again, our yearly theme is Building a World That Works for Everyone. Our theme for the month has been Service to the World. Today's theme is A New Light is Coming into the World. And when I'm talking about a new light coming into the world, I'm not talking about a new light meaning a new leader or a new government or a new entity or a new wife or a new husband or a new something or a new this. I'm talking about a new light that comes within us. All things that are generated come by means of us. These things that happen on the outside are just things that are happening on the outside. But this is about bringing our lives by means of us, the light through us. Not about some other person out there that's going to fix our lives or change us, but how we bring a new light into our world. Here's your affirmation for the day. The light of truth shines through me and guides the way. Please say that with me, please. The light of truth shines through me and guides the way. Again, please. The light of truth shines through me and guides the way. Lights down, William, please. I have something I want to show you. It's about a 1-minute video. Oh, no, I'm sorry, William. I'm ahead of you. If you didn't believe what you believe about yourself, what would your new belief be about yourself? If you didn't believe what you believe about yourself, what would your new belief be about yourself? I ask this question because sometimes we have beliefs about ourselves that hold us back because we just believe it to be true and it's not true. Now, please turn on the video. It's a 1-minute video. I think you'll like it. If you didn't believe what you believe about yourself, what would your new belief be about yourself? What could you believe about yourself? When I watch something like this and I go, look at someone who's been so physically challenged and their goal was to do something that probably someone said you would never be able to do in your life. You could never do that. You have these disabilities, you have these challenges, you can't do this. And look at that. To me, that is so motivating to think that what's my excuse for not getting out of my box? What's my excuse for not being challenged? What my excuse is not going to my Olympic event? Pity is not an Olympic event. Feeling sorry for myself is not an Olympic event. Wishing I could be someone else doing something else is not an Olympic event. But the Olympic event is taking something like this, your challenges that you know you have. You may have them because they may be physical or otherwise, but you know you have them, but you transcend them, and a new light comes into you to do something bigger than you've ever done before. Because it's really easy to say, what the easiest thing would be to say, there's no way I can do this, I'm just not equipped for it. Don't you think, I bet at some point someone told those people that, and yet they defied that and said, that's not going to be me. So, if you didn't believe what you believe about yourself, what could your new belief be? And I ask you, why aren't you believing that now? What's your excuse as to why you're not doing that now? It's real easy to sit back and give a million excuses. It's another thing to get in the pool and actually make it happen. Jack Boland, a minister at Renaissance Unity in Detroit, Michigan, probably one of my favorite speakers, said this: do you believe you can have it? He would ask the congregation, do you believe you can have it? And some people would say, no, I don't believe it because this and because that, and because I got married, or because I got a divorce, or because this, or because that, or because I'm the wrong sex, I'm the wrong gender, I'm the wrong color, I'm the wrong this, I'm the wrong everything. And he said, well, you know what, let's transcend that. Do you believe that I believe that you can have it? And if I can believe it, then I want you to borrow my belief. That's what he would say. Let my belief carry you. You may not believe it, but I believe it. When I look out here on every Sunday, I don't see people with challenges now. I see a belief system that can be changed. And if you just borrowed my belief, you would just go at it in a whole different way, because you wouldn't care about what happened in the past. You would only borrow my belief and let that carry you. Isn't that what Jesus, the master teacher, taught? Borrow my belief. Don't touch my garment. My garment doesn't mean anything. It's done unto you as you believe. It's not me that does the work. It's the power that does the work. It's God that does the work. Let my belief in you carry you. Now believe it and get into the pool. Stop making excuses as to why things aren't happening, and I'm on a fixed income and this and that. You know what? Get in the pool. Those are just excuses. Ooh, he's getting me. He's crossing the line. What's your excuse? You see that film up there? Don't you think those kids had 1,000 excuses as to why they, and adults couldn't, they had 1,000 excuses as to why they couldn't do something? Come on. They set a goal. They set an intention. They wanted to win, but a lot of them didn't care if they won. They were just there. I'm just going to do my very best. Now that is what I'm talking about. Say that with me, please. The light of truth shines through me and guides the way. The path to liberation is through the expression of unique individuality. Not until unique individuality, not until this becomes universally realized will wars cease, poverty be healed, and people learn to live together as human spiritual beings. You are the individualized expression, and so is everyone else in every culture and religion. When we begin to honor that, and honor that to be the most important part, not condoning acts of violence by extremism, not that, but I'm talking about when we start to revere each other as spiritual human beings and the individuals that God said, I have to be you, Joe, and created this individual. He created the same thing in you in its image and likeness. So if that's the truth, the path to that liberation is by able to accepting people in their own individuality, their own uniqueness. How boring would life be if we were all the same? There's a reason why we have such vast differences. There's a reason why, because there's a lesson in that. The wars will stop, poverty will stop as soon as we begin embracing the idea that we are all meant to be unique, individualized expressions. Until that point, as long as we continue to put people in certain categories, and there's certain things that they can do and certain things they can't do, and I like this and I don't like that, and we pass judgment, we'll never get to that place. What's your excuse for putting people in those categories? That's not shining light. That's shining judgment. I think we're here to shine light, to be the light. And so there are a lot of us, and I put myself in that same category. There are a lot of us whose light sort of gets dimmed out at times. Life circumstances dim our light completely. Can't extinguish it. We know that to be true. But boy, I tell you what, sure feels like we're in the darkness a lot. I think a lot of us have gone through those phases, and we still do. The key to remember is that nothing else is going to ignite your light but you. And maybe me. But it's not me, it's you. Because you have to swing your heart wide open, your mind wide open in order for that to happen anyway. You have to be open and receptive to hearing what you need to hear at the moment you need to hear it. Did anybody see the movie Sully? I saw the movie Sully this week, and it really touched me because my husband is an airline pilot. He's actually had a bird strike that shut down one of his engines and had to return back to an airplane. He's a captain for Alaska Airlines, and I was a flight attendant for US Air for 17 years and actually have flown with Sully when he was based in Los Angeles. And so when I watched that movie, things kind of got really close to home. And when they hit that emergency, flight attendants started yelling their commands, brace, 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 heads down, stay down, brace, 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 heads down, stay down. All this stuff came through my head because that's what we were trained to do. And we always wondered, what would happen when you're in that situation? What would happen to you if you were in that situation? Would I be able to respond? And when I saw those crew members just start yelling, brace, 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 heads down, stay down, chills went through my body, tears, I was bawling in the theater. I was hanging on to Trey, and we're both like just crying because you've always wondered, what's going to happen in that moment? And well, you know what? They did what they had to do at the moment they had to do it. They knew what to do at the moment they needed to do it, and they had something work through them, and they were trained to do that, and we were all trained to do that, and you are no different than they are right now because you have been trained by this universal intelligence to be the very best you can be. You just haven't challenged it yet. You just haven't put it to the test. I will do what I need to do at the moment I need to do it. I will speak what I need to speak at the moment I need to speak it. I will know what I need to know at the moment I need to know it. I will jump in the pool and swim like hell, no matter what anybody tells me I can't do. I will do it, and something will support me in that. And that very something is the very something that created all things. Does that make sense? Carl Jung said, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. A known psychologist, we're brilliant men. There is no coming to consciousness without pain. Why do you think all these things are happening in the world the way they're happening? It is the pain of a new consciousness coming. Reverend Laura's niece was in New York, in Chelsea, and felt and heard the bomb that went off last night. You know what? Change comes through a Armageddon is not the end of the world. It's an end of an old consciousness that created all this division. And we keep having these things happen in the universe because those are the pains of a new consciousness coming forward. So there is no coming to consciousness without pain. And in your own life, I'm sure you've experienced many times that it's been painful to make challenges or make changes that you had to make. that you felt like you were forced to make. But that pain resulted in a change of your life that ended up being better. You were just scared to death and resistant while you were pulled through it. Anyone? Anyone? Yes. Are you with me? Yes. Say it with me, please. The light of truth shines through me and guides the way. Start treating yourself as the most precious asset you'll ever have. After all, aren't you? Yeah, but we don't believe that. We look in the mirror and go, ew, how did that happen? We look in our bank accounts and go, ew, how did that happen? We look at our relationships and go, ooh, how did that happen? Or our careers, we look and go, ooh, how did that? I mean, we don't treat ourselves as the finest asset. We are the hardest on ourselves than anyone, and yet we're the only ones where the light's gonna come through. When you think about it, there's no light that's gonna come through any other source except by means of me to change the things that I need to change in my world. And so why am I looking outside for everyone else to make me happy? It comes from in here. I mean, my most precious asset, your most precious asset, you're sitting on it, you're it. You're sitting in the chair with it right now. It's on top of your shoulders, it's embodying you, it's pulsing through you, it's digesting your food and everything else. It's doing all of those things right now. You are the most precious asset you have. And what, like Daniel's beautiful song, if this were the last day I have on this earth, will I have said and done the right things? Would I be happy with what I'm doing? If this is my last song, what am I supposed to sing? Think about that. Not that it's morbid, oh my God, he's talking about that. No, you know what? Think about, is this really how you, if today were your finale, with the end of the show, would you go, ta-da? Or would you go, what the hell? I screwed up the second act. I forgot who I was. I forgot my lines. I wasn't brave enough to do something different. I sat in my misery because it was more comfortable than making a change. I sat in my situation because I wasn't willing to do what it needed to take to jump in the pool and prove that I had that strength. Yeah? The law is the servant to the wise and master to the ignorant. A person who is asking, why is this happening to me? They have to realize that they need to ask the master question. There's a difference between why is this happening to me and oh my God, what just happened to me? The person who prays, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes because we touched on that last week. Praying is a way of being of service, not just for yourself, but praying for others and praying for humanity. Praying for enlightenment, praying for the very thing that we're talking about. That is being of service to humanity. It's not just about fixing your life. Everyone here needs to fix something. You wouldn't be here if there wasn't anything to fix. Churches would close up shop. We'd all be on vacation somewhere. But every person has something going on in their lives. Doesn't it feel like one thing to the other, one thing to the other? Sometimes we get a respite going, oh my God, this way. And then suddenly, boom, up it comes again. But this is about being the master and the servant. Which one are you using the law for? Are you using the law to create your good, or are you running around with a fire extinguisher trying to put out the things that already happened, that you've already created? And if you find yourself running around with a fire extinguisher a lot more than you're running around in confidence and in intention, then you're using it incorrectly. Because the very law that created you in its image and likeness and wants you to be happy and have harmonious relationships and to be healthy, to be abundant, to have all of those things that the universe wants us to have. But it will only do it if we are in concert with it. If the light is within us and we're using it properly. If not, we can use it improperly, and then we find ourselves walking around with fire extinguishers trying to put out these fires in our life that in essence we created. And yes, it's really convenient to say, I didn't create that, I married it. Or I didn't create that, I adopted it, or I gave birth to it, or I took the job with it, or I did. It's really easy to say that, but is that your excuse to not jumping in the pool of your future? When do you finally say, I'm not going to use that as what's going to keep me from jumping in and actually taking the dive? When does it finally say, okay, I have to eliminate that excuse in order for me to move into my next thing? Are you with me? Dr. Holmes says, as God's thought makes our world and peoples it with living things, So our thought makes our world and peoples it with our experiences. When you are using the law as a master, in other words, you're creating your output, your out picturing of your life. When you're doing this, the universe conspires to create whatever it is that you desire. The universe decided it had to be creative. And so each one of us, every individual, was put onto this planet to be a part of that great creation. The universe said, I need creative outlets, and then all of us were born in that idea because it had to people itself in order to do that. And the universe does the same thing in our consciousness. When we make up our thoughts, the universe peoples it so we experience it. That's why some people come into our lives for a little while just to teach us something, and then things move on. And if you grip too tightly of the past and don't allow yourself to move into the future, what you're going to find yourself is experiencing the same thing over and over again. In other words, marrying the same person 4 times. Going through the same challenge 4 or 5 times. Saying, how did I get here again? Whoop, 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 whoop. That, you know, is the signal that you're doing it wrong. Good morning. I think you're kind of like the first service. I think we need to administer a lot of Botox because everybody's going like this. And some of you are frightened. Say it with me, please. The light of truth shines through me and guides the way. I and the Father are one. We hear that in Scripture. I and the Father are one. I and the presence, the power are one. Doesn't matter what you call it. We are one. When we live in that awareness, we reach beyond our comfort zone and dare to declare that a great dream is being dreamed through you. Nothing happens to you. Remember that. Nothing ever happens to you. It happens through you. And I liken it to this. Sometimes I'm not too good at stop signs. In other words, I approach them, but I kind of just slow down and keep going. All right? I never come to a full stop. This is what I'd like you to think about. When you're having problems, I don't want you to come to a full stop. A rolling stop, enough to acknowledge what I need to acknowledge, see what I need to see, but don't stop altogether. Keep going. Like Dory in that little movie. Keep swimming, keep swimming, keep swimming. Okay? But when you come up on these challenges, they're not the end of the world. But by all means, don't put a stop there. Because once you stop, then you panic. Or you go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, how do I get started again? How do I get started again? Don't ever put the brakes on fully when you're going through something like that. Understand you're going through it. This is the only time you're legally allowed a rolling stop. Okay? So think of it that way. Because the only way you're going to get beyond your comfort zone and dare to live a life bigger than you already are is if you're willing to roll with it. And that means, like Carl Jung said, going through the uncomfortable phases. Going through some of those things. It's just part of the gig. It's just part of what has to happen. I didn't create, I just know that that's what, when you look at your life, isn't that the way it kind of goes? You certainly can point it out in others' lives. You're really good at telling your spouses and your, hey, look, look, look. But when it comes to your own reflection, you tend not to look too closely. Because sometimes then you have to admit it. Yeah? An individual coming to the divine storehouse with a teaspoon is only going to get a teaspoon. Another with a gallon is going to get a gallon, and so on and so on and so on. I think I've said this example before. You know, if you go to the divine storehouse of potential and love and possibility, if you go with a thimble, you come away with a thimble full of good. If you believe you should have only a thimble, that's what you'll get. I should only have a little. Why? Because I have this. You add all your excuses together as to why you shouldn't have something, and the universe says, oh, you're absolutely right. Good for you. You shall have poverty and scarcity and fear. Good for you. Fill your thimble full of that. But likewise, if I told you that down in the Salton Sea, that water down there carried everything you ever wanted, hopefully you wouldn't go down with a thimble or a cup or a gallon or a bucket. You'd go down with those semi-trucks and suck as much water out as you can and line them up. That's the consciousness I'm talking about. I'm talking about a consciousness that says, the universe wants me to have this stuff. Not that you're being greedy or taking away from someone else. There's more than enough for everybody, but I'm going to grab more than my thimble full, my teaspoon full, or my bucket full. Whatever you go to the well of good with in a consciousness that that's what I'm worthy of, that's what you will walk away from and with. Got it? We all need to hear this. I'm preaching to myself. You just are here. So when I go up and I think I'm only allowed to have this, that, the other, because I'm on a fixed income, or I'm getting older, and I'm this, that, and I'm too old for this, I'm too fat to do this, and all that. I mean, oh my God, you thought Sybil had a bunch of voices? She's got nothing compared to what we have. Nothing compared to what we have in our heads. When you go with that kind of consciousness, expect that kind of result. You want the light to change, be the light. 5 steps to remember when living in the light of truth. This is what I'm talking about. I need another prayer workshop. And I want that Science of Successful Living that I'm doing, that 8-week course. I'm telling you what, this will change your life. There's a lot of basics in it, but this guy, Dr. Raymond Charles Barker, is clear. He's concise. I love teaching him because he kind of gives you what I call the spiritual slap, And sometimes we just need a spiritual slap. But that's what I'm talking about. But I want you to learn how to pray. People forget how to pray. They're still in that place of where they're begging or bargaining or, hoping for the best. No. We teach you how to pray. God is I am. Say that, please. God is I am. Therefore, whatever I say I am. Therefore, whatever I say I am. Say it with me. Therefore, everything I say I am, I will be. Get it? And God's going to go, you got it. God is I am. So if you say I am this, then God is going to say, yes, you are. If you say I have this, you better hope you want it, because if not, you're going to get it. Please don't tell me you have an illness. Rolling stop, please. Please don't tell me you're broke. Rolling stop, please. Are you following me? Whatever I say I am, the universe is going to support it and make sure that it peoples you with those experiences. Ooh. Yeah. God is I am. And then the truth. You want to know what the truth is? Your truth is whatever you think it to be. Your truth is going to be whatever. I can tell you what the spiritual truth is. The spiritual truth is that you're made in the image and likeness. You're here to have it experience all the love, light, beauty, peace, and wisdom, joy, prosperity, abundance, health, balance, and order. You are here to experience those. That's the intention that you were brought into this experience. Now, what is your truth? You're living it. Or, grab my fire extinguisher. Yeah, or, exactly, perfect one, I like that. You're living it. And your truth is what you think it to be tomorrow. Oh God, do I need to hear that? Okay, let's get off that one. Okay, the truth is whatever I declare it to be, and that's gonna be my truth. And the universe is gonna people it with experiences and opportunities for me to prove that to be true. And then I have to let go, which means doesn't mean to go, I'm done. It's not about letting go like that. What it means is you know that when you declare your truth in goodness, when we finally decide that God is, I am, and I'm expanding into this new awareness, then I say, universe, people it now. I'm walking, I'm looking, I'm listening, I'm participating. I'm not napping, I'm doing. I'm not just talking, I'm doing. And when we do that, then we go, thank you, God, because it's already done. That's the prayer. I want to teach those 5 steps again. You hear them every Sunday, and Tommy did such a beautiful prayer this morning. You know what? You hear them every Sunday. You hear those 5 steps. Recognition, God is. Unification, whatever God is, I am. Realization, declare your truth. Thanksgiving, I'm very grateful that it's already done, and release means God's doing it. I just need to show up and do my job. And that's just not have a pulse. It means participate. You can't just be there. You have to show up with the doors wide open and legs a-moving. Say that with me, please. The light of truth shines through me and guides the way. And so it is. Thank you.